I immediately realized someone had been in my house. At the gate, I saw 2 footprints and scattered cigarette butts. Someone had been waiting there for me. A chill ran down my spine. My wife was home alone. She might be in danger. I quickly retrieved the handgun hidden in my car, jumped over the fence, and sprinted toward the house as fast as I could. I pushed open the door, searched every room, but my wife was nowhere to be found. Only overturned furniture, broken glass, and signs of a struggle remained. I frantically called my wife. I realized she was hospitalized with severe injuries. While home alone, a man and a woman had burst and slashed her across the head.
There were 2 of them. She can describe them. It's not like they were disguising themselves. One was a woman. This wasn't a robbery.
My wife's brother told me. Those 2 were ruthless. Seeing she was near death, they left in a green taxi. After learning the full story, I immediately transferred my wife to a private hospital. Upon returning home, I began digging in the yard. As a top-tier assassin, I kept emergency gear stashed at home. My wife knew nothing of it. Gathering the necessary weapons, I dressed in tourist attire, drove out to search for the green taxi. Upon spotting one, I didn't get out. Instead, I silently noted its company affiliation. That night, I tracked down the company, pretended to have urgent business, stepped back, slipped on a pair of stockings, raised my pistol. The manager opened the door and was shot dead. I entered the office. I checked all taxi trip logs, and discovered one had passed near my home 2 days prior. Using the vehicle info, I tracked down the owner. After obtaining the desired intel, to conceal my true purpose, I deliberately ransacked the office and scattered cash, to create a staged burglary before leaving. Early the next morning, I waited at the garage entrance. When that green taxi emerged, I immediately followed. Then I got out ahead of time, pretended to be a passenger boarding the cab. I drew my gun. The driver's mind raced in terror.
Oh shit, man. I just thought alguna moneda lo único que tengo.
The driver handed over his wallet, but I wasn't interested. I mentioned the couple who chartered a car near my home 2 days prior. The driver said he recalled them, a man and a woman. After landing their private jet, they chartered a car to a secluded estate deep in the jungle. They emerged an hour later, and rushed back to the airport. No clue what they did inside the house. Even though the driver spilled everything, I still couldn't let him live. I didn't know who those 2 were, but my boss definitely did. Because in this line of work, only my boss knew my home address. Next, I boarded a flight to New Orleans using a fake ID. I had 6 warehouses here, packed with military gear. I grabbed a handgun, 2 bullets, and a new passport. I selected a license plate from a pile and mounted it on the car. The boss lived in a high-security apartment complex. Access required facial recognition via CCTV. Disguised as a janitor, I crouched outside the building. A delivery man opened the door and entered. I pulled out a trash bin and jogged after him.
Thank you so much, man. You're a lifesaver.
The delivery man got off the elevator on the 4th floor. I followed him out. After he opened the magnetic strip door, I began counting silently. Counting to 7, the door slammed shut, meaning I had 7 seconds to slip inside. After the courier left, I counted silently again. In the final second, I shoved my foot through the door. The boss's secretary was terrified to see me. I ordered her to tie the boss to a chair first, then bind herself to the bathroom door. I left a crack open on purpose, to watch the secretary's movements. The boss was ostensibly a lawyer, but was actually a boss taking assassination contracts. My wife's severe injuries were someone placing an order with him. Because 2 days prior, my assassination attempt on a tycoon failed. The client placed an order warning me. I asked who the client was, but the boss refused to say. Enraged, I drove 3 steel nails into his chest. If they weren't removed within 6 minutes, he'd suffocate to death. Yet the boss insisted that even if the nails killed him, he wouldn't betray the client. But barely 3 minutes passed before he collapsed in agony. Fearing blood would stain the floor, I laid newspaper beneath him. He unexpectedly died of a heart attack. With no other choice, I stuffed him into a trash bin for disposal. Then I opened the bathroom door, preparing to silence the secretary.
I know who they were. I'll give you those names. But promise me you won't leave things looking the wrong way.